Greetings. I am Dicta Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and I have been most disturbed by the recent controversy regarding Bert and Ernie. Last night I addressed this controversy on my live stream, Doomcock's Late Night Augury, and this is an excerpt from that live stream broadcast. I was urged to post this because it was favorably received, and it expresses my opinion on the matter rather satisfactorily, and so I present it to you now with only minimal editing. Enjoy.
Maybe it's time. But you guys, you guys have put me in such a good mood, but I have to say some shit about this Bert and Ernie stuff. I wanted to do a video. One of the things that really upset me yesterday is I wanted so bad to do a video about this Bert and Ernie shit. And now the ship has sailed, you know? And it was eating me up. I want to read you the tweet that I wrote. It was even maybe the day before. Whenever it first came out, I did this tweet. When I first came out of bed in the morning, it was the first thing in the morning. First thing I did is I looked at my Twitter, and I saw this shit about LeVar Burton talking about Bert and Ernie. Brett Cooper, hail Brett Cooper, he said, "Good morning." Yeah, that was Brett Cooper's tweet to me, and he said, "Good morning." And the article that he had forwarded was, LeVar Burton says, "Check yourself if you hate Bert and Ernie coming out." And I sat there in my underwear on the edge of my bed. Haven't even put on my armor, hadn't had any coffee. I'm sitting there and looking at that. Check yourself if you hate Bert and Ernie coming out. And there's so much shit packed into that sentence. So many points of fucking stupidity. I was just sitting there, frozen with rage and confounded at the same time by the sheer stupidity. And I tweeted out, "This may well be the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. If we as a society have gotten this pathetic, maybe it's time to wrap things up and release Harvey, because really, what's the point anymore? I'm so disgusted I can't even express my ire in words. Hashtag end of civilization." That's how I felt about it. Check yourself if you hate Bert and Ernie coming out. Okay, so let's dissect just that one sentence. I didn't even need to see the fucking article. Just that one sentence was enough. First of all, LeVar Burton, really? I mean, are things that hard? You're Geordie on The Next Generation. Shut the fuck up and go to conventions and tell stories about the next generation and sign autographs and accept our love and shut the fuck up about this stupid shit. Jesus Christ. There's things that matter in the fucking world. Look around you, man. There's real shit going on in the world, and you're talking about two fucking puppets coming out? Are you out of your fucking mind? What is going on in this world? Think about it. First of all, Bert and Ernie didn't come out because they're not real. They're puppets on a kid's show. They don't have independent lives. They don't go home to an apartment after work and cook up some pasta with a nice Chianti. And they don't have 69, and they don't have sex, and they don't have any other clothes in their fucking wardrobe. And what gay couple is that true about? For fuck's sake, none of them. I don't want to indulge in cliches, but most of the gay men that I have seen and spoken to and know have a style have a sense of fucking fashion at least, and not one of them ever just had one shirt that they wore. For fuck's sake, is the world gone mad? They didn't come out. They weren't in. They don't have sex. They don't have genitalia. The main thing you could say about them is that they never had a moment of performing in their lives when they weren't being fisted by someone, but that's not necessarily a gay thing. Heterosexuals can be fisted. I've seen the videos. Doesn't make you gay. Just makes you weird. That was a joke. They weren't even fisted, they're puppets. Shit, you could say the same thing about Yoda. Yoda's not gay. What? Is Yoda getting with Cy Snoodle and diddling his doodle? No. This is madness. And some of you may be laughing. I know it sounds funny. I can't help but be a little funny because it keeps my head from fucking exploding, but I'm telling you that this is at the core of every fucking thing that I'm talking about, everything that I'm ranting about, everything that pisses me off is in this fucking story. Because this is like the most pure expression of the SJW movement that I've ever seen. That's a bold statement, but think about it, because there's so little to the character of Bert and Ernie. They've never had a moment of doubt or apotheosis. They've never dealt with a health scare. They've never dealt with, parental disapproval. They've never aspired to be more. They've never aspired to do more than teach kids a few little things here or there and be a little bit entertaining, as is their wont as puppets. And yet, as pure and simple as Bert and Ernie's mission is, just to entertain children. Children who are developing, who are too dumb to be entertained by more sophisticated fare. And you're going to tell me that these lovable Muppets, these comedic, gentle, funny childhood icons are going to be sacrificed on the altar of SJW propaganda, all in the name of political correctness. Let me tell you something, all right? I'm just gonna say this. If you are gay and you need Bert and Ernie to be gay to feel justified in your life choice, you are one weak-minded fuck. There's nothing wrong with being gay. It is your choice. It is freedom. This is America, okay? But for fuck's sake, do you really have to see yourself represented on Sesame Street to feel validated? That is fucking sad. And there's all this uproar. They're gay, it's so wonderful, it's just pathetic. It is the social justice warrior, the apotheosis, the perfection, the nexus of all social justice warrior shit, to impose something on these simple characters that there's almost nothing to, where they have to manufacture this gay thing. It's pathetic. And it makes me sick. And it's a perfect example of exactly the kind of things that we're fighting for in the canon war. It's pure, it's undistilled. In a lot of these instances on Star Trek Discovery and Doctor Who and, The Last Jedi, all of these political social justice warrior messages that are just injected in there like so much toxin in the bloodstream of our fandoms and our myths. It's so hard. It's harder to see it, much harder to see it than it is to see it here. Because there's all these complicated narratives and more complicated structures and all these, distractions and subversions and politicized obfuscation in the narratives that tend to jumble it up and kind of slip it subtly under there. But with Bert and Ernie, there's nothing there. There's nothing there subtle enough to subvert. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. And so it's just so naked and stupid and pathetic.
Are you over with your rant now? Do you have a headache now?
Yes. To both questions. It gave me a fucking headache. There's my Bert and Ernie rant.